Hi, my name is Anthony Pulvinelli from Smail Motor Cars in Greensburg. Here today to show you the all-new 2018 Mercedes-Benz C43 Cabriolet. It's an awesome vehicle that we have perfect weather today in February to actually go ahead and take it out for a spin. Let's go ahead and take a look. A lot of very key style features come to mind when you first get a look at the all-new C43 Cabriolet. Something that is very unique to both our coupes and our cabriolets in our lineup is this new grille design. So this is actually the diamond block grille. First made its appearance with the Mercedes-Benz CLA just a few years ago on the CLAs that incorporated the at the time sport package option. Now all AMG line package cars with the coupes and the convertibles offer this very, very stylish front central grille here, as well as vehicles that are badged as our AMG lineup. This is our AMG 43, so you get the AMG upgrades, the AMG tuning, a lot of the performance upgrades also when it comes to the AMG suspension, a lot to do with the braking advantages and system within the car, your AMG exhaust note, AMG wheels, etc. A couple other things that you notice on the front of the car is this intelligent lighting. This is the LED intelligent lighting. You have active curve illumination where the fixtures can actually physically move around bends for you, as well as full LED and fiber optics for your daytime running light. Coming around the car, a couple other things that you'll notice are these AMG 19-inch multi-spoke wheels. You get that AMG text on your braking system because you get a little bit of an upgraded, sportier brakes and rotors on this car with it being a AMG 43 model. And you'll notice the bi-turbo badge on the side. That's how you know it's got two turbos. This is an AMG tuned motor, so it gives you the 362 horsepower, 384 pound-foot of torque that we'll also take a look at. Coming around the car a little more, you'll notice the AMG badging on the back, the LED design for the tail lights. One of the coolest things is with this also being one of our convertibles, you can of course put the top up and down. Takes very, very little space in the back. And this is a really slick triple layer insulated soft top. The acoustics on this car are fantastic. Actually, with the top closed, you'll find that this car is essentially as quiet as the coupe equivalent.
Mercedes-Benz likes to give you a lot of great convertible technology, including the seatbelt presenters that you find here on both the driver and passenger seat.
You heard me mention a little bit about the performance of this motor. 362 horsepower in a bi-turbo V6 3-liter motor that has been tuned by AMG, signified by the red AMG shield on the engine cover. That's how you know that it's gotten the upgrades, just to name a few. All right, let's go and take it on a spin. All right, so this is the Mercedes AMG C43 Cabriolet. What a cool car. This is 4MATIC all-wheel drive, so believe it or not, you can drive this year-round. We actually have a set of all seasons on this guy right now, so what's really, really nice is no matter what the weather's like, we can take her for a spin. No worries with snow or ice or rain or whatever you have to deal with. Your traction's going to be fantastic, just like on the C300s that we've looked at and C43s that we've looked at, both as coupes and sedans and everything else in our lineup. What's really great too is naturally you have the fact that this is still a convertible. So with this being a convertible, we of course have the capabilities with Mercedes-Benz to put the tops up and down, both with the controls inside the car as with the key, as you noticed in our initial walking around the vehicle. Really, really awesome. Probably the most special thing about this one too, which you notice right away, is this is an AMG. So you don't just have that great feel. Sorry, I'm getting kind of distracted by how good this exhaust sounds, but this is just such a cool car. I mean, it sounds great, it drives great. We got a perfect day. I mean, this is February, and last I looked, the temperatures hit 78 degrees. So what I'm hearing is this might be the warmest day we've had around this time of February in history over here in Pennsylvania. So this is pretty incredible. So the handling on this thing is awesome. You really, really notice whether you're on a back road or a highway or whatever you're on, the little changes and the little adjustments that you find on the AMGs as opposed to sort of the non-performance cars in our lineup, you're always going to get that nice, luxurious, quiet, comfortable feel whenever you want it. And a lot of that is achieved because of your dynamic select capabilities on the AMGs. So we've gone over it a lot in several videos about how adjustable these cars are, and the AMGs take it to a whole different level of adjustability. So when we drive a vehicle such as this in, let's say, our comfort setting or our economy setting, the car gets a nice, subdued, quiet, luxurious feel to it. You don't really hear a lot of exhaust sound, you don't hear a lot of engine sound, you don't hear, you know, really any shifting or anything of that nature with the motor. It's just a nice, quiet, comfortable feel. Right now, the only small amount of noise that we're even getting is from the wind outside. It's a rather windy day today, but the car's doing quite a good job cutting down on the wind noise in the cabin. We can actually have a conversation at highway speeds very, very quietly within this cabin right now and have no worries. Now, something else which is really, really slick that we can do on this car is we can actually control that a little bit using a system known as air cap. So we actually have the capability on this car that we can control settings such as the windscreen behind us, as well as on the windshield itself. We can actually control the windshield raising, and I'll show that off here for a moment. It's pretty awesome. We actually just extended the height of the windshield electronically with a small switch here right to the right of where your convertible top controls are. In addition to that, there's actually a small screen that was raised behind the back seats, and I can sort of show that off here too, how that system works. Pretty awesome stuff, how you can raise and lower the windscreen in the back, and it does. It really cuts down on the wind noise, it cuts down on the amount of like drafting sound inside, and it makes the car even quieter. So if you really want that nice kind of quiet, comfortable feel inside, you don't want to feel like you're shouting to, you know, talk to the person next to you, even with the windows down and the top down and everything, this is a great way to do that. I mean, we're sitting here at a light right now and it's exceptionally quiet. Our economy start-stop feature just kicked in to help save gas. It just turned the motor off for us. So right now we're getting almost no noise at all. I mean, we're literally sitting here and it's as quiet as if we were just standing here right now. There's no noise at all from the car whatsoever. So it's actually a very, very, very efficient car too. You have a 3-liter bi-turbo V6, which gives you well into that V8 power band that most folks expect from an AMG. But you don't sacrifice any of the efficiency, because with this guy, 3-liter motor, not that big, and with the 2 turbos, with the 6, you're actually going to be a little more efficient there too. You're going to get a lot of power at a really, really low RPM, 384 pound-foot of torque, very, very low. So it's nice and quick. Now, speaking of some of the dynamic controls, there's a lot of adjustments that you can make on the fly. This car lets you go adjustable with the performance a little more than most. And that both includes the dynamic select switch that you find here, lets you change between the drive modes, and also lets you go in and customize the suspension, the shifting. You can actually even customize the exhaust on this car because we have the AMG Performance exhaust. It's just an awesome sound. You're getting a lot of that sort of C63 AMG GT exhaust note, which is pretty classic to the AMG race cars, in a really comfortable, practical, convertible package. You also have a back seat. This car makes it really easy to be able to get in and out of the back with a small electronic latch on both of the front seats. Believe it or not, you can even fold those back seats. There's actually a release latches in the trunk that let you fold down those 2 parts on the back, so you can even haul stuff. I know sometimes convertibles, putting people in the back seat, hauling stuff, not always easy, doesn't always make sense. This car, it makes a lot of sense. Now, a lot of the great safety tech that you expect from Mercedes-Benz is of course included in this car. Everything from our attention assist, which will tell you if you're getting tired behind the wheel. Don't really know how you can get tired driving one of these, but if it happened. You got your blind spot assist, which is watching both of your sides for you. It lets you know if somebody's getting in your blind spot on the left or the right side. You got this really cool collision assist system. It's called active brake assist. We just slowed to a stop here. If for any reason, if I hadn't seen the vehicle in front of me slowing down, this would have actually chimed and let me know, hey, you're approaching a little too fast, you gotta hit the brakes. What's nice is it not only gives me that warning, but if I didn't pay attention at all, this car actually has the capability to throw on up to 100% of its own brake force to bring us to a stop. And the adaptive braking is really cool too. Even if we hit the brakes, it can actually adapt how much brake force is being applied electronically. A lot of great safety technology from Mercedes-Benz. And this is just a lot of fun. I mean, this is a great summer car, fall car, spring car, and even a surprisingly great winter car because you have a lot of nice capabilities to drive it year-round. Not only do you have the triple insulated soft top if you need to use it, but when you do put the top down, you have all these cool capabilities with the air cap system, both in front and back, and you even have this system called Air Scarf. We're not using it today because it is 76 degrees at the moment, but if we were driving this on a 40-degree day or 45-degree day, something like that, in addition to having seat heaters and seat ventilation, we have a third switch for Air Scarf. This is a system that you first found on the Mercedes-Benz SL Roadster, and we now offer on our entire convertible lineup. So not just the Roadsters, but also on these new Cabriolets. Great way to give you neck level heating. It's incredible the difference that a feature like that makes. You can use it with the top down, you can use it with the top closed, it doesn't matter, but it's going to give you additional heating in addition to just the neck level heating. You get a little more. Keeps it nice and warm and comfortable in the cabin for you. Couple of unique things that you also notice on this car. We actually have a lot of really cool performance-oriented options, such as the heads-up display. Something that I've actually been staring at while driving this car is I can actually watch a heads-up display in front of me, which kind of looks like it's being projected down onto the road, which will show us rev points, speed that we're going, which gear you're in, a lot of really cool stuff. You can actually pull up additional data on here as well. You can pull up navigation information, you can pull up like what direction is going to be coming up. So if you got a left turn coming up in 100 feet, if you're turning right onto a certain street, you can pull up all those types of info. Even like speed limits and whatnot can all be accessed on your heads-up display. So you can actually even get that information based on what's coming up on your navigation. Something else that we'll check out too is what the car is like with top up. So right now we are raising the top, which can also be raised and lowered while you're driving. It's pretty awesome. You can control everything right here with centralized switches. You have your switch for your air cap system, which we talked about a little. That's a system that raises the part of the windshield and the sort of like the windscreen in the back. You also have a control here, which is pretty slick. This can control all the windows. So if you want to control all the windows in one fell swoop, you can do so with one button, both up and down. And of course, you still have the 4 individual window control buttons straight out of our S-Class, all right over here on your door panel as well for the driver. So being able to control all those types of things is very simple in this car, and you have a couple of quick access buttons to actually make controls with the top and whatnot a little bit easier. You get a lot of really awesome technology too with the C-Class Cabriolet. And also, how about this? How quiet this is. Wow, I can't believe how incredibly well insulated this car is now that it has the top up. But speaking of the technology in this car, that's kind of one of the pieces of technology of this car is the triple insulated soft top. So what's really slick is Mercedes wanted to make a top that didn't take up a ton of space in the back, didn't add a lot of weight to the car because that might take away from some of the performance that you have. But they also wanted to make it incredibly safe, and they wanted to make it incredibly quiet. Those are 2 very important things for Mercedes-Benz on all their cars. So what they were able to do is they were able to actually use sort of the existing technology that they have in place for both the shape and the styling of their cars to be able to create this top so that it's very weather resistant, very easy to clean, and will also achieve what Mercedes wanted to do when it came to the safety and the volume of the inside of the cabin. Now, continuing off of the technology, a couple other things that are really awesome is the in-car vehicle technology when it comes to your command system. So a couple things that you notice right away is our digital speedometer. In addition to the heads-up display, you do have the
central located here instrument cluster, which is all digital. You can pull up a digital speedometer, a odometer, fuel range, trip timers, economy timers, everything all right here on the screen, as well as some navigation, radio, etc. types of information all right here centrally located. In addition to that, you of course have your main command screen that you see right here in front of us on the dash. The waterfall console design allows for this screen to float on the Mercedes-Benz C-Class, which puts it kind of up here easily in your field of view. The concept here is right about where your field of view ends with over the hood is right about where the screen begins. So you're not really losing any of the visibility whatsoever with your ability to see out, but you're also not really having to avert your eye very far to be able to see the screen. That is why on our C-Class, Mercedes-Benz floats the screen as opposed to inlaying the screen into the dash. It's safer, it's a little easier to access, and it gives you a nice larger screen than what would typically be capable on a smaller car. You can do a lot of cool stuff with it too. So you have all your connectivity ability using the central command controller here, both with the mouse wheel and the touchpad. You can control everything from the navigation, radio, etc. very, very easily, all right here on the screen. It's extremely simple to do so, and you can do it all very easily, all right with the controller here. Lots of great equipment in the sort of the whole safety suite of what Mercedes gives you when it comes to advanced safety features, including things like our blind spot assist technology. Makes it very, very easy to see with a blinking indicator as well as the audible chime if somebody ever gets in your blind spot on either side of the vehicle. Just a ton of awesome features in this convertible. We even have our Burmester surround sound system, which really gives you a great auditory experience. You have a 9-channel digital amplifier from a German audio company that only makes audio systems for very, very select manufacturers in very special cars. And we're very fortunate at Mercedes to have Burmester work with us for these audio systems. We do an awesome job with the front-based technology, which actually uses the front footwells as sort of like an acoustic chamber to help to improve the sound quality. And just the acoustics in general in this cabin are just a sensational all-around sound to it. Every AMG C43 Cabriolet comes with Mercedes-Benz 4-year, 50,000-mile comprehensive warranty. Now that is comprehensive warranty coverage from the manufacturer, which is going to cover just about all of your electronic and mechanical types of systems on the car. Besides simple wear items like tires, wiper blades, brake pads, etc., just about everything is going to be covered for you during the 4 years or 50,000 miles, whatever comes first, that you have the vehicle for. In addition, Mercedes likes to give you a lot of extra perks such as 24/7 roadside assistance free of charge while you're under warranty. And a couple of cool perks that we offer at Smail Motor Cars is we will also take care of your state inspections for you. Those are on the house. We'll take care of those for life. You never have to worry about paying for an inspection if you are in the state and need to have it done. Also, we have Mercedes-Benz service loaners, brand new Mercedes cars in our loaner fleet, including Mercedes Cabriolets, sedans, coupes, sport utilities, a little bit of everything. Pickup and delivery is offered. We can actually come to your house, come to your place of work for you, so there's no inconvenience out of your time. We also feature some great services as well, such as our nitro fill, which allows for nitrogen in all 4 sets of tires for you to help improve tire life, as well as your first application of Auto Butler, which is a really awesome paint protection program, which will create basically a zinc cross polymer leveling over the entire car to act as paint protection. Lots of great advantages for you at Smail Motor Cars. At Smail Motor Cars in Greensburg, we really feel like you deserve a better car buying experience from the beginning to the end. So something that we really like to do and why we love to do this video series with you is to try to give you some information when you might just be starting to look, or even maybe when you have done a little research but kind of want to get a little bit of a feel for what it might be like to drive one of these cars. What you have to do next is stop by, if you haven't already, take one of these for a drive, experience it for yourself, because there's really nothing else like driving one of these vehicles in person. Whether you've never driven a Mercedes-Benz vehicle before, maybe never just driven an AMG vehicle before, or even if you are a long-tenured customer of the brand and have had several, definitely stop by and see what the AMG C43 is all about. It's an awesome vehicle, offered in the sedan, coupe, and cabriolet variety. And I gotta tell you, this cab is pretty darn cool, so definitely worth a look. Lots of great capabilities for what you can pull up on the main command screen here, including the rear view camera, which is very, very properly positioned, so it gives you a nice wide array. It's just amazing how much that you can see using this camera system in the back here. You can actually adjust camera angles very easily just turning this wheel down here. So if you want to get a little bit of a different perspective, a little more of a wide screen or a more straight-on perspective, you can do so. And another great thing that Mercedes does as well is they give you both a red proximity warning line as well as these sort of turning proximity lines. So as you turn your wheel, you can actually see both where your car would be if you lined up now and where your car would be if you continue to turn. So it makes backing into spots really easy. It also helps a lot with parallel parking if you ever have to do so.
Hope you enjoyed our ride along in the all-new C43 Mercedes-Benz Cabriolet. Please definitely check out our other videos here on our channel. Stop in to our showroom here at Smail Mercedes-Benz along Route 30 in Greensburg, or check out a little more info about us at smailmercedesbenz.com.